This building is twice as old as the pyramids. We're talking about a time long before our known history. 6,000 years older than Stonehenge. Imagine what that means. We're talking about Gobekli Tepe, a place that completely changes our understanding of human history. It's a puzzle piece that just doesn't fit with what we thought before. In a world without cities, writing or pottery, a time when people still lived in small groups and moved around, hunter-gatherers built a monument, a structure of incredible size and complexity that would last for thousands of years. A silent witness to an age long past. In the 1960s, a strangely rounded hill near Sanliurfa caught people's eye, though it didn't look much different from its surroundings. Gobekli Tepe, meaning Potbelly Hill, a name that at the time had no special meaning. It wasn't until 1994 that archaeologist Klaus Schmidt realized the true importance, the true potential of this place. The limestone slabs weren't tombstones, as first thought, but the tops of huge, purposely buried pillars, giant signs of a culture we didn't know about. Schmidt knew right away a secret lay here that would change his life, a secret that would change the world. The digs didn't show a settlement, not a place for everyday life, no fortress, no place for defense or war, but a holy place, a place of worship, a center of belief. Huge T-shaped pillars, looking like they're holding up the sky, decorated with amazing carvings of animals and symbols, whose meaning we can only guess at even today, stood arranged in circles. Mysterious shapes that make us wonder. These stones were messages from the Stone Age, stories carved in stone, made by people we've seriously underestimated for a long time. People with imagination, skill, and a deep spiritual need. The hill wasn't an accident, not a natural quirk of nature, but the grave of a temple, a sacred place that was purposely given back to the earth, intentionally buried by its builders, an act whose reasons are still a mystery to us. Gobekli Tepe is a stone witness to a forgotten world, a window into a time we can barely understand, and the start of a new story about where we came from. A story that needs to be rewritten. It's a monument that forces us to question everything we thought was true, everything we thought we knew about civilization. A push to rethink our own ideas, a whisper from deep in time, an echo from a far-off past that still rings true today. A call we can no longer ignore. How do we know Gobekli Tepe is so old? Carbon dating of charcoal found in the fill material gives us the answer. Around 9,600 BC. That makes Gobekli Tepe over 11,600 years old. Older than the pyramids, older than Stonehenge. When this was built, farming was just beginning, animals were barely tamed, and writing was thousands of years away. This discovery completely changed our understanding of when civilization began. Before this, we thought, first came farming, then religion and big buildings. Gobekli Tepe shows the opposite. The urge to build and worship might have come before farming. Hunters and gatherers built something here that was bigger than anything we knew about. This makes us rethink what civilization means. Dating Gobekli Tepe opens up a lost part of human history, much earlier than we ever thought. A walk through Gobekli Tepe is like visiting an ancient stone art gallery. Every stone tells a story, every carving holds a secret. The T-shaped pillars, probably like people, are covered with amazing animal carvings, a tribute to the creatures that lived in their world. Lions, strong and grand, foxes, smart and able to adapt, snakes, birds, each animal has its own meaning. What do these symbols mean, these mysterious signs? Maybe they are animal symbols for clans that gathered here, guardian spirits or shamanic visions, glimpses into another world. The vulture stone, especially, points to complex burial rituals, maybe sky burials, a soul's journey into the cosmos. The pillars are up to 6 meters tall, an amazing feat of engineering. In the center of each area are 2 larger ones, almost like ancestors or gods watching over everything. The whole place feels like a theater for rituals, a holy area, a place where people and the spirit world met, where the lines blurred. Archaeologists found huge stone troughs, signs of times long past, and traces of big feasts, proof of how important community was. People traveled from far away to celebrate and make offerings together in an act of devotion. Gobekli Tepe was a spiritual hub, a shining light of belief, a place of great importance that changed the world. The rituals remain a mystery, hidden in the past, but the power of the place can still be felt today, a connection to our ancestors. Here, art, faith and community came together in a unique mix into something completely new, a turning point in human history. The pyramids and Stonehenge are like famous symbols of what people can build, showing off their skill and how organized they were. They still amaze us today. But Gobekli Tepe is on a whole different level. It makes us rethink everything we thought we knew about early human history. The pyramids were built by a very advanced society, a complex civilization, with writing, math, and metal tools. A super smart system made their building possible. Gobekli Tepe, on the other hand, was built by hunters and gatherers, by people we really didn't give enough credit to for a long time, using only stone, wood, and bone. Their tools were simple, but their vision was huge. The pillars weigh up to 20 tons, which is an amazing feat for that time. They were brought from nearby and carved beautifully, with amazing care and dedication. With no king, no government, no one forcing them. The organization behind it, pure belief and shared faith. Proof of how powerful the human spirit is. The pyramids were tombs, monuments for the afterlife. Stonehenge was a calendar, a tool to measure time. Gobekli Tepe was a place for rituals, a living, changing holy site, full of life and meaning. It's not something that came from a civilization, it's where civilization began, the seed from which everything grew. This is where the story of monuments, religion, community, and social structures all started. Gobekli Tepe is humanity's first cathedral, a place for people to gather and believe. Built by hunters to last forever, a legacy that's still around today. It shows that the desire for meaning and togetherness was what drove civilization, the main power behind everything. It wasn't cities that created temples. Temples created cities. Belief created community. Even after many years of research, Gobekli Tepe is still a mystery. Only a small part has been dug up, and dozens of circles and hundreds of pillars are still waiting underground. Why did wandering people build such a huge monument? What made them do it? What's especially puzzling is that the temple was purposely buried after being used for over 1,000 years. Was it a special ending, protection from danger, or a message for the future? The strange symbols, H-shapes, crescent moons, could be an early form of writing, but what they mean is still hidden. Maybe we'll find graves, a key to the symbols, or clues about how it lines up with the stars. Gobekli Tepe is still a stone mystery, and we're just starting to figure it out. Who were the people behind Gobekli Tepe? Hunters and gatherers, but much more than that. They lived at the time when people were starting to settle down, in a time of plenty and change. The size of the building shows they were organized, had leaders, planners, artists. Hundreds had to work together, be fed and motivated. The pillars with their hands and belts look almost human, like ancestors, gods, or important figures. There was no town or village near the temple. Gobekli Tepe was a place for people to visit for religious reasons, a spiritual center for the area. Here, people learned to build, celebrate, and believe together. This experience laid the groundwork for the first villages and cities. Gobekli Tepe is what's left of a society at the very beginning of civilization. Gobekli Tepe is more than just a temple. It's a wake-up call to all of us. It shows that our history is full of surprises, and there's still so much more to learn. New tools and more digging will keep changing what we know. Every new find brings us closer to the people who lived long ago. This discovery inspires scientists all over the world, and it reminds us to always be curious. Maybe there are many more pot-bellied hills waiting to be found. Gobekli Tepe connects us to where we came from, and to our endless desire to understand who we are. The next big discovery might be right under our feet.